So, Ubisoft definitely does hate Tachanka. I mean, just come on, look at one of the headgears they gave him.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Everything.
Anyway, in all seriousness, I want to talk about what is the deal with Tachanka. Everyone, for the longest time, has been begging for Tachanka to be buffed. I mean, he is the least picked defensive operator, and he is overall just not that useful. He's essentially a cap can with no gadget, because, let's be honest, we set up his turret, maybe use it once, and then hop off of it and use our primary weapon. Yay, that was a very useful gadget. Anyway, what is going on? Why are they refusing? Why haven't they even mentioned Tachanka? You know, all these other operators they're buffing, they've said in the past, yes, we know, we have to rework them, yada yada yada. But Tachanka, they refuse. They don't want to buff him. They don't want to do anything with him. I simply don't understand what the deal is with him. So, hey everybody, it's Actual Dragon Tears. And I know I've made a video in the past talking about Tachanka, but not many have really seen that video. And on top of that, we're now further into the lifespan of the game, I guess you could say. Many operators have seen changes. There's been a lot more things added to the game. And overall, I thought I'd make a more in-depth look at why does Ubisoft hate Tachanka? One excuse, I guess you could say, is that he's just a hard character to balance. They don't want to make him too overpowered, but at the same time, they don't want to make him underpowered, which he already is right now. So they've probably been holding back on even saying anything about him. One, because they don't want to get our hopes up. They don't want to say, yeah, we're working on him, and then just never really do anything on him. And the main reason I'm sorry, my phone just buzzed. I think the main reason why they don't know how to balance him is because his LMG is fairly powerful. I think can 3 shot people, and it's pretty hefty. But the problem is of course he's stationary. He can't really move his head unless you're one of those guys who bob up and down on the turret to avoid headshotting. But for the most part, when you're aiming at a guy and he knows you're there, he can just bink and hit you in the head by just peeking out in a quick second. And that's why many people have said, well, what about a shield for his head? Well, the problem with a shield for his head would be he would fall under the same problem as Blackbeard, only he would be worse, because Blackbeard's gun, at least that requires reloading fairly often because it's 20 rounds in the magazine, and plus it still doesn't hit as hard. His turret is 48 bullets, plus it's a high damage weapon, like I said, 2 or 3 shots. So they probably don't want to do that, because let's be honest, everyone would pick him, everyone would want him, and of course that'd probably be boosting his numbers, but at the same time he'd be a pain to fight. Yeah, you could chuck in a grenade, but if they have a Jaeger supporting him, oh my god, that'd be brutal. It would be almost impossible. You could try and flank around him, but if he has walls reinforced and you don't have a thermite, he's just gonna sit in that corner, and there's nothing you can do. You can try and unload into his body, but the problem is that he is a 3 armor guy. He can soak up bullets like nothing, pretty much, and if you can't hit him in the head, then that's gonna be a big problem, because it just throws balance out of the window. Another thing that I have heard, and I even said this in my original video, is the ability to detach his turret. I hate that idea. I'm going to be blatantly honest with it. I think that idea is stupid, and I think that idea would not work. First off, it's a giant machine gun. I don't think he's going to be carrying that thing. And not just that it's a machine gun, there isn't any actual grip for it. If you actually look at the model, it's meant for a tripod. It's not meant to be carried normally. There's just nothing to hold it with your forearm. But not just to mention that. I mean, just think about it. I keep going back to the damage, but even if you can only hip fire it, just imagine just charging a guy with this machine gun, just continuously firing, and the guy's not going to be able to really do anything, because if he pops his head out, he's going to be pretty much annihilated. And if he's out in the open, he's already annihilated, because that's a giant wave of 48 bullets just coming his way. And of course, there's always the things where, what would you do for reloading? Would you yeah, he does carry some extra drums on his leg if you look at the player model. But I mean, reloading would be very, very awkward. Plus, the gun is very heavy. It's a machine gun. Like, you wouldn't be able to aim down sights. That'd be stupid. And even, like I said, even if you could only hip fire it, that'd still be stupid because the thing is heavy. Not to mention it's heavy, it fires a huge caliber, and so the recoil on the gun would be almost impossible to control. So I really dislike this idea, if I haven't made that clear already. One idea that I kind of agree with is making it so he's not a one-shot, headshot character. I know that's kind of the main thing of the game. Headshots are king. They are the thing to go for. But the thing that that kind of adds credibility to Tachanka being the only operator that can't get headshotted, one headshotted, is because look at his helmet and compare that to everyone else in the game. They're either A, wearing a baseball cap, wearing some kind of helmet that would provide a semi-decent bullet protection, or nothing at all. Pulse. So it makes sense for them not to be, or gas masks, I mean, if you're talking about SAS. But for the most part, they're not really that protected. But Tachanka, no. Tachanka, he has a full-on bulletproof helmet, face shield and all. You can't even say that about the GIGN operators, because they have their bulletproof glass up. No, it's not even bulletproof glass. He has a full steel helmet on. That, in my opinion, should block at least a couple more headshots. I'm not saying anything outrageous like Blackbeard's shield and like taking 150 damage or anything. I just think maybe 2 or 3 more headshots would be good. That way, they can't just quick peek him, because if they quick peek, you can still get hit in the head, deal a decent amount of damage, but he can and hit you as you peek. That idea has always been one I've liked, and I know a lot of people, well, he'll be roaming king. He's a 3 armor, 1 speed. He's insanely loud, and he is also very slow. So he's not going to be that good of a roamer. But, I mean, of course, people will make him work. So I guess one way to combat it is to make him louder. He is a big, hefty guy. If you look at his player model, he's carrying a lot of stuff on him. He has pouches of all kinds of things. He has a giant like pouch on his leg that carries like 2 or 3 extra drums for the machine gun. So I mean, make it so he's like a shield operator. If you know shields, how if you can hear them just chink 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 as they're walking, make it kind of like that, only it's just a giant ruffling noise. Maybe just make it like a clinking noise of like things rattling around on him, because that would make sense, and that would combat him being a roamer. He can't really roam when you can hear him clear as day coming up behind you. So I mean, balance-wise, those are some possible suggestions. But let's actually go into why. Let me get back into why Ubisoft hates Tachanka. And honestly, I think they hate Tachanka simply because he isn't that much of a team player. I mean, I guess Blackbeard really isn't either. But I mean, technically, yeah, they nerfed him, so they don't really like him. But like, in terms of actual team players, that's what they concentrate on first. Twitch, with her drones, can destroy mute jammers and all that to support your thermite and other breaching operators. Doc got buffed, so now he can heal teammates. That's another team aspect operator that got buffed. On top of that, let me see who else. Just overall, everyone. Oh, Capcan. Capcan, even though he's a bit kind of a gray area, he's provides a good team player because he can place traps that can keep a teammate safe, especially if they're ones who like to hold a certain area. Like, I mean, if they're one of those guys who set up a deployable shield, sit behind it, watch a doorway, you can say set up a booby trap in the hallway right behind him. So even if it doesn't kill them, they would have to shoot it. And if they shoot it, you can turn around and be like, okay, there's a guy behind me now. So I count him as a team player. But Tachanka really doesn't support his team that much. He sets up his turret, and he's meant to stay on the turret and watch it over. I mean, I guess you can watch over your teammates and maybe keep them from dying. But for the most part, it's essentially not even essentially. It is literally giving him another gun to kill with for himself. It's not that much of a team player. So maybe that's why they don't really want to concentrate on him right now. So anyway, those were my thoughts on Tachanka and why he hasn't been buffed yet. Do I want to see him buffed? Of course, I definitely do. I like him. I like the Spetnia's CTU. I like the armor. I like the I like their gadgets. I mean, for the most part, their gadgets are pretty good. Capcan is pretty decent. Fuse is pretty decent. Glaz, I guess, his gadget is technically a sniper rifle, and that sniper rifle, even though it's not that good, is still fairly decent, especially on plane where you can get them through those windows. But Tachanka, he falls a little flat. Anyway, guys, if you have any opinion on Tachanka, do you want him buffed? Of course you do. Or do you not want him buffed? Explain why. Explain why you do or you don't. I love to read the comments. I know I don't really respond to many anymore, but I read them. I definitely do. I keep a vigilant watch on all of my comments. Leave a like if you like the video, and also share it to get it out there. Hey, maybe if you share it, Ubisoft will see the video and use my ideas. Who knows? Anyway, that's all for now. I'll see you guys all in the next video. Thanks for watching.